Yeah? Good. Want to make sure everybody hears his introduction. Just watch it. Okay. Oh, let's see. After a day, okay, here we go. After the deadly mass shooting in November 2017, Stephen had become known across the country as a good guy with a gun. Stephen credits his unwavering faith and a penchant for preparedness as to why he was able to step in during a critical incident, believing that each day of his life prepared him for what happened on that Sunday morning. Stephen has begun speaking publicly about his life and experiences, even delivering a lauded speech at the National Rifle Association convention in May 2018. Because of his selfless service to the community, Stephen is also honored guest of the members of the Texas delegation at the 2018 State of the Union address to Washington, D.C. Wow, that's cool. An experienced professional plumber. You guys are expensive. Man, these guys, holy moly. Let's see. Stephen earned his license from the Plumbers of Pipe Fitters Apprenticeship School in San Antonio. Has nearly 35 years of experience in the field. If anybody needs a plumber, are you still in business? 2018, Governor Greg Abbott appointed Stephen to serve the Texas Private Security Board. He is a life member of the Gun Owners America, is a certified instructor and a former assistant scoutmaster with the Boy Scouts of America. You keeping everything straight over there at the Boy Scouts? You know what I mean? Keep it straight at the Boy Scouts. These days, Stephen works at GOA as their grassroots and industry liaison. Stephen's been married to Pam Farmer Willeford for 33 years and has 6 children. So that's why you're so successful, because of Pam. Steve, come on up here. Tell everybody what you're about, brother, and what you've done. We thank you for stepping in the line of fire to protect those innocent people. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. I want to talk to you about what happened a little bit, but not that much. First off, I want to recognize, do we have any police officers, first responders? Please stand up. Do we have any military, prior or current serving? Please raise your hand, let everybody know who you are. Do we have any other first responders?
Thank you.
And I'm going to call you guys second responders today with no disrespect or anything, but we are our own first responders. Everybody else that would have done what I did in Sutherland Springs, Texas, please raise your hand. Texas is different than any other state. How many people know about Jack Wilson and the West Freeway Church of Christ? You probably saw the video of that. An old, worn-out, gray-haired man with a black Western hat, another Texan. I love Texas. We are different. And yet, we're the ones that have stood by and let this border crossing be such a problem for nationwide. This should have been closed and taken care of a long time ago. We here at Texas have an obligation to stand up and to start doing things for the rest of this nation. If Texas falls, the rest of the nation falls. We are the ones that are standing. You don't see any of the other states doing what Texas is doing, and it's about time we did. I don't know if you guys know, but I was down here. I actually guarded this place one night. I came down here and guarded this very ground 2 years ago. We need patriots. We need Texans to step up and do what you guys are doing now. And it is illegal what our president, if you want to call him that, is doing. I spoke on a stage January 6th. A lot of people say, don't say that, the FBI will come see you. I spoke on a stage January 6th. People ask me why I did. People ask me why I came here today. People keep asking me, and I keep saying, because we're making history. Come on.
Yeah.
We hear people talking about all the time, I marched with Martin Luther King. This is that moment where we have to stand up and change what is happening. This is history. Not for me, I'm an old man. This is for my children and my grandchildren. Ronald Reagan said it best. He said, freedom is no more than one generation away from extinction. It wasn't passed through the bloodline, but it must be fought for and preserved and passed down to the next generation to do the same. I don't want to be in my twilight years trying to explain to my grandchildren what it was like living in a free nation. And I would add to that, let it never be said that it was my generation that failed to stand when tyranny rose. It's time we take our country back. Sutherland Springs, Texas. I was home relaxing in my house. My daughter made me aware of gunfire. I ran to my safe and I opened up the safe. And I grabbed an AR-15, and you know, the media wants to make it into a mean, nasty, terrible rifle. I grabbed a handful of ammunition and I ran across the street poking rounds in the magazine as I ran. Hearing gunfire, I ran across the street barefoot. People say, really? You didn't put your shoes on? I say, you're lucky I had pants on. Because shots were being fired, and every shot that I heard I knew was pointed and aimed at and meant for someone I cared about. Sutherland Springs, Texas is under 600 total population. Total population. And we're in the middle of a little bitty county where we have no police department in Sutherland Springs. We're not even incorporated. And I knew that it could take a long time. It took police 19 minutes before they showed up after the first 911 call. And I knew my community needed me. That's what our Second Amendment is about, protecting our family. And what's coming over the border, FBI and Homeland Security has already said, likely to be terrorists here. Something's going to happen. You better have a gun, because police are minutes away. They were 19 minutes away. I ran across the street, and as I ran across the street, I yelled out. And I truly believe that God called a demon out at that moment. Because as I yelled out, he had shot Julie Workman through the breast, and he shot Chris Workman in the back, instantly paralyzing Chris Workman from the waist down. And he walked over and he was pointing the gun at Chris Workman's face. Chris said, I was ready to meet Jesus. And he heard me scream. And Chris said at that moment, his face changed. And he dropped his rifle in the church and came out shooting at me with a pistol. Had on Class 3 body armor, ballistic bulletproof helmet, and he was shooting at me. I ran behind a truck. Something about a 6.2-liter V8 Hemi that was real comforting for a moment. He hit the truck in front of me, shattered the windshield of the car behind me, hit the house behind me. He had on Class 3 body armor and a ballistic bulletproof helmet. I hit him in the left chest, I hit him in the abdomen, and he kept running. He ran for his car. When he turned to his side to get into his car was sitting in the middle of the street, driver's side door open, engine running. When he turned to his side to get into his car, I put one high in between the plates, and I put one in his legs. He got in the vehicle, put 2 more rounds through the side window. Joe Biden wants to say, I want to teach police officers how to shoot them in the legs. Joe, it doesn't work. I tried it. He got in the vehicle, slammed the door, put another shot through the side window. I couldn't see his head from the reflection, but I knew where his head was, and I popped one and it went right across his forehead, right underneath the brim of the helmet. He accelerated, turned the corner. He wanted out. Now he wanted out. As he ran down the street, I ran out into the middle of the street. The last shot I took, I was 150 yards away from him, and he was fleeing. I put it through the back windshield. It went through the driver's side seat, hit him right on the left shoulder blade. He topped the hill and out of sight. And I'm standing in the middle of the street saying, it can't end this way. And I looked off to my left. Another Dodge pickup parked at the stop sign. Didn't even know the man. Ran over and tapped on the window. That guy just shot up the Baptist church, and we got to stop him. Any sane person in this world would have jammed on the gas and left me sitting at the stop sign. But this is Texas we're talking about. We're not known for sanity. Next thing that happened is I heard the locks pop. I climbed up in the cab of a truck of a long, tall Texan with a white Western hat and big feathers sticking out. It's probably a buzzard feather. And a tattoo of a longhorn skull in the middle of his neck and the horns running up underneath his ears. Cartoon of Texas. Johnny Langendorf. He turned the corner and we chased the shooter 11.6 miles, and in the end, the shooter chose to take his own life. We don't stop what's going on. They're fighting to take away your rights to own an AR-15. Why? Because it looks evil. There's no evil in a gun. It's just a tool. What he meant for evil, my AR-15 stopped him. And it actually wasn't my AR-15, it was me. It matters the heart behind the tool. Now I work for Gun Owners of America. Please go, shameless plug, go to gunowners.org and sign up, get in the fight. And we just overturned the pistol brace ban. We just overturned Prop 114 in Oregon. We're fighting in Illinois. We're fighting here. Here in Texas, our lawyers wrote the constitutional carry bill and 14 other bills we helped pass 2 sessions ago. And that was Gun Owners of America that did that. And I stood at the Capitol and fought all the bills that were happening. And we get this done. But I'm going to tell you, every sheepdog out there, all the law enforcement officers out there that are listening, a sheepdog without a shepherd is just an untrained wolf. My shepherd is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Get to know him, and you can live more boldly in life. Thank you very much for listening to the old crazy ball-headed Texan. God bless Texas. Continue to stand for the right fight.
Thank you. It's an honor having you here today. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. A couple more, and we're going to hear from Doc Pete.